Yeah, that'd be great stat. Okay. Six yard run with 140. Yeah, that's hard for me to write. Jesse, we're good. What about you? Dressed up for
delayed. How much? 30 seconds?
I mean, where should I really even start? I got what I'm keeping in the dark. I got my street living large. Thinking back to the fact that they did all my raps on the facts, so they sat with the bars. I got two phones, one needed charge. Yeah, they twins, I can tell they apart. I got big things coming on the way. I got big stacks coming out of save. Got Lil Max with me, he the way. It's a big gap between us and the game. In the next life, I'm trying to stay paid. When I die, put my money in the grave. When I die, put my money in the grave. Really gotta put a couple in their place. Really just let everything in the ways. I really might tap, really slap in my face. Lil CC, let it slap in the face. I used to say, put a mask in a cave. Now I'm like, nah, live on good, go away. Ain't about to die with no money I done gave. I was on top when that meant a lot. Still on top, like I'm scared of the drop. Still on top when we on swap. On a swap like the sauce in a watts. I don't wanna change cause I'm good where I'm at. Mom ties, so I'm always good where I'm at. Word to Junior, Jazzy, Baby J. Tell them when I die, put my money in the crack.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first sectional game here in Minnetonka at Einar Anderson Stadium, where it's your own Minnetonka Skippers against the Brainerd Warriors. Two contrasting styles coming to the contest tonight. Obviously, it's a one and done here in the playoff section. It's a crisp, clear, cooler night, but unlike the last couple of days, no rain, no precipitation in the forecast. We're going to give you the starting lineups, a little background on what to expect to see tonight, and we're going to start out with the starting lineup on the defensive side for the Warriors. At the right end, number 89, senior Jack Schaefer. The nose guard, number 54, senior Riley DeRozier. The left end, number 53, senior Grant Guardsby. The middle linebacker, number 42, just a sophomore, Dylan Gross. The left outside linebacker, number 88, senior Andrew Albright. The middle backer, number 17, senior Jacob Holm. The right side linebacker, number 25, senior Cam Longerman. The strong safety, number 22, senior Nathan Stalling. The left corner, number 12, senior Ethan DeRozier. The right corner, number 35, Brandon Stark. who's just a sophomore. The free safety, number 31, senior Nathan Huroff. The kicker, number 18, senior Ryan Westerberg. And now, the starting lineup for your Minnetonka Skippers. On the defensive side, the defensive DN, number 49, Joey McBain. Senior, number 41, Andrew McCullough, number 41. Now to the tackles, number 72, senior Julius Nurse. One of the other tackles, number 10, Andy Dill, at the linebacker spot. Number 11, Will Richmond, at the other linebacker spot. Max Peterson, number 32, a junior. He's replacing Brett Worley, who's hurt, but we're hoping, beyond hope, that he will come back. Rounding out the linebackers, number 9, senior Seth Beal. Onto the safeties. Number 35, senior Prentice Wheatley. The other safety, senior, number 13, Ashton Hoffman. Onto the corners. Number 18, Evan Swenson. The other corner, change of positions, Tyler Lean, number 6. Moving on to the offensive side of the ball. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff, folks, so don't go anywhere. The quarterback, number 4, senior Will Martin. The running back, junior, number 31, Jacob McCullough. And now, the wide receiving core that has done so much damage to opposing defenses. Senior, number 5, Cade Kazemius. Senior, number 6, Tyler Leon. Senior, number 7, Joey Genru. And Casey Miller, senior, number 8. So watch out for 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an explosive combination. Moving on to the workhorses of the offensive line. Offensive tackle, sophomore, number 77, Luke Speedling. The other tackle, number 66, Luke Wilson. Moving on to the guards. Number 70, just a junior, Dylan Sinkin. Moving on to the other guard. Number 62, sophomore, Cal Worley. The center, junior, number 75, Jack Lewinsky. Moving on to the skill positions from the kicking game, our punter and our kicker, Keegan Sabilla, number 85. Holder, number 6, Tyler Lean. Maybe changing it up a little bit on punt returns and kickoffs tonight, but we're excited to give you the starting lineup for the Skippers. Just a little personal side note on the Zabillas. Keegan, first of all, their grandparents, great, come to every game from Sioux Falls. How awesome is that? That's about a 5-hour drive, so they're certainly fans of their grandkids. And we know that we've had other Zabillas in our program, and 19-year-old Pierce Sabilla has just gone to basic training, and Gavin Sabilla is already out. So they're both in the Army, and we thank them for their service and hope they're listening tonight. And their sophomore brother has certainly been a pleasant surprise for Minnetonka from a kicking perspective. Great yards on his punts, made some really game-changing field goals from that perspective. A little bit about tonight's contest. So Minnetonka is the 2 seed in the section, and Brainerd is the 6 seed. Brainerd Warriors come in with a 4-4 record, but not to be deceived by that, folks. Lost a lot of close games. Let's go over kind of their journey to this particular game. They opened up against Coon Rapids, and they beat them 21-6. Their next game was a loss at Andover, and that was 14-49. Lost to Moorhead only by 10. Moorhead, a pretty good ball club. They beat St. Stephen Sartell 35-6, big win there. Lost to Bemidji 6-19, and they beat Alexandria 27-24. Lost to Rogers 31-7, and they're coming off of a convincing win against Buffalo, Minnesota, 42-13. Our broadcast tonight on YouTube We're fortunate to have Grant Knife producing. Bob Moore's on the camera. And, of course, my color man, couldn't do it without him, Peter Amstutz.
Hey, Roger. Great to be here. Perfect night, as you mentioned. And looks like the Skippers all clad in blue here on the near sideline. Visitors from Brainerd, they made about a 2.5 hour journey all the way down from Brainerd in their white. Looks like they're going to have some white and silver helmets. And we're getting ready for the national anthem here. So it's great to be here. Looks like a perfect night for football. Of course, this is a big round one contest. As we get ready for the national anthem, we'll observe that with them.
Well, that's a nice job by the Minnetonka marching
Please
band.
remain standing until our color guard is in the end zone.
Agreed, Roger, as the color guard will march off here, and the fans will remain standing until they get out of the end zone. But the clock is ticking down. It says about 6 minutes before kickoff here.
Thank
And,
you.
You were running through some Brainerd information, I believe, as we
Minnetonka's
you
keepers
were
on
through
the toss in
the Skippers.
after
how they
the
arrived here.
kickoff.
Well, you know, the Skipper's journey to this game was really a darn near flawless journey. You know, it's been a long time since the Minnetonka team was a one-loss team. So Minnetonka opened up with a 30-7 win against Edina back September 2nd. Their next game was a win over Blaine, 28-3. Their only blemish on the record, of course, was a loss to Maple Grove, who's a higher seed now, and they lost that game 35-7. Went on to win the next 5 in a row. They won against Champlain Park 22-6. St. Michael Albertville only by 3, 23-20. Totino Grace a convincing win at 41-8. A win of 31-7 against Centennial, and then last week's contest 35-18 over Roseville. And now here we find ourselves in the first round of Section 6A playoffs. Winner goes on, and the loser goes home, Pete.
Yeah, that's how the playoffs work, so we'll be keeping a close eye on those other scores, specifically that Farmington game, as if Farmington happens to trip up tonight and the Skippers are able to pull this one out, Minnetonka would earn another home game, so that Roger and I are personally excited about the chance to at least broadcast one additional home game right here at the friendly confines of Einer Anderson. Looks like Keegan Zabilla is in there for you, Raj, and he's going to put a foot into it.
And we don't know whether we won the toss and have deferred, but Minnetonka nonetheless is kicking off. The Knights, or the Warriors rather, check that, have 2 deep players. Now they're right justified. Zabilla kicks it to the left, forces them to come back, and that'll be a touchback. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Brainerd Warriors at their own 20-yard line. And
the Warriors had Preston Siebold's 22 and Damian Betho 20 deep to receive that kickoff, so we'll keep an eye on that pairing tonight. But first crack at it here for the Skipper defense. Again, that was number 20 and 22 were deep to receive for the Warriors on that one. See what kind of offensive alignment they come out in here, Roger.
Well, and they come out in a shotgun formation. Twin receivers to the far side of the left, now bringing one back in motion. A little bit of a low snap. He's going to throw on first down. It's a screen. Almost intercepted. Almost intercepted. That would have been quite a nice 41 for Minnetonka, which is Andrew McCullough had his hands on that one.
Nice play by McCullough there, and it sets up a 2nd and 10. So we realize on the YouTube broadcast we don't have the score or the time, so we'll make sure to try to shout that out as often as possible. Obviously, 11:55 to go. That play took 5 seconds, Roger.
Here they go, shotgun formation. He's a keeper now, right side. Got a nice hole there. Good yardage gained and brought down outside the 30, call it about the 32, and that'll be a Warrior first down.
Yeah, that was Preston Siebels, 22, big kid running through there. And it doesn't look like it, so he's listed, the number 22 I have in my program is listed at 5'10", 160. So let's keep an eye on that and try to correct that if that's incorrect.
Here they go from the right hash, closest to the Minnetonka. Handoff left side, big hole again, and a decent gain, probably of about 4.
So D'Lo, our great PA announcer, agrees here that the last name of that player is actually Stallings. So there's a couple of guys named 22, and Nathaniel Stallings is the starting running back, and I'll make sure to relay that along. Apologize for that first one. So sets up a second and short, Roger.
All righty, here they go. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They got an H-back to the right side as well. He's going to throw the ball again, looks left, well overthrown. That'll be an incompletion.
Pass intended for number 15, Eli Oates. His ball's incomplete.
Brainerd's quarterback, number 7, a junior, Marcelo Getty. Nathan Stalling is going to get the bulk of the carries tonight, Pete. Here we go. Big third down and short. Here it is. Inside handoff, almost going to be close. He's going to be short.
Yeah, Eli Holtz there, listed as a quick wide receiver and running back, gets the carry there, but it is short, and it's going to set up a 4th and short. Looks like a punting unit is running onto the field now for the Warriors of Brainerd. So after that first down, the Minnetonka defense able to stand tall and stop them here. Back deep, I see Conzemius, Roger.
So a little change. As I indicated in the beginning, punt receiving and kick receiving is going to be kind of different this week. Long, shorter punt, fair catch called for.
Yeah, that's Evan Swenson, Roger. So it was Swenson, and I'm going to check that. That was Tyler Lean back there.
Was it? Okay.
I do expect to see possibly some different people back there, but that was number 18, Evan Swenson, on the fair catch there. It'll set up the Skippers 1st and 10 at their 21-yard line. They're going to put just inside the 20. So quick time check here, 10 minutes and 7 seconds to go, and this will be the Skippers' first set of downs.
So they're going to bring it in, Pete, from right about the 21-yard line. And motion to the left. Will Martin hands off. McCullough on the carry. Gets a couple, but not much.
Yeah, so not much room there for Jacob McCullough to operate. He does move the pile forward about a yard, so they're going to make it about a 2nd and 9 here. Minnetonka with still just under 10 minutes to go in the first quarter of action.
Minnetonka been in kind of a hurry up, not a lot of time in the huddle. McCullough, the starting running back. Will Martin brings General to the right side, trips that way. Inside handoff, a little more room there. Good blocking, going to get out to about the 25-yard line. Set up a interesting third down and an interesting third down play. Not quite at the kind of yardage you want on 3rd and 6, call it.
No, we'll see how creative the Skippers get. Of course, we've been doing, you mentioned in the pregame, Roger, good job of mixing up the run and the pass. I do expect to see Will Martin have a chance to maybe toss it around here a little bit on 3rd.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't throw it. And he's going to, he rolls out to his right, throws the ball on a rope. Complete, Tyler Lean. Lean on the reception there.
Yeah, really nice route there on the far side. Lean cut in, was able to shake the defender, and then got enough yardage for the first down. So that's going to put the ball on the 36-yard line, a first down for the Skippers.
Well, you know, the injury to Brett Worley is a big blow for Minnetonka, and so I expect to see McCullough get the bulk of the carries. A little bit of a high snap. Finds a beautiful seam. McCullough off to the races. Slows down and gets caught from behind at the 40 of Brainerd.
Great run there by McCullough. Of course, that offensive line plowed the way for him, and he was eventually chased down by big Preston Siebel. Oh, check that again. This is Nathaniel Stalling, the big number 22. So there are a couple 22s in our program. I'm going to attempt to not make that mistake again. But 1st and 10, Minnetonka on the 40, Roger.
So junior Jacob McCullough, who's got an awful lot of carries this year, split duties with Worley, throwing right away. Oh boy. Tell you what, Tyler Leon would like that one back after such a nice reception a moment ago.
Yeah, Brandon Stark providing the coverage, just the sophomore defensive back there for the Warriors. But yeah, that's definitely one Leon would like to have back. Of course, the first 2 targets of the game have gone his way, and that's he's been one of the top receivers on Minnetonka all season long, so not too surprising. This time we've got Cade Konzemius split out here on the near side, Roger.
Will Martin in shotgun. Fake handoff inside to Genro, and he, well, you know, when you run into 2 guys and they make a great gang tackle on there. Casey Miller, check that, my bad. Casey Miller gets his number called, and he moves the sticks to give us a 3rd and call it a long 5, Peter.
Yeah, nice little pitch and catch out there. I guess it'll be kind of easy to identify Miller tonight with all the pink on. He's one of the few with that, so that'll help us out up here, Raj.
Well, and I think what you're saying is will help me out. That's a tactful way of saying it. Well, here we go, 3rd and 5. Will Martin calling off the signals. Gonna throw, looking to the left, right over the middle. Wow. Yeah, he bobbles it for a second, but at the end of the day, number 6, Leon coming up again.
Yeah, Leon 3rd target, 2nd catch there, and nice one over the middle, moved the sticks again. So you see Will Martin, a lot of confidence back there, has time to make the play. Offensive line doing a nice job, and it sets up another 1st down as we approach the red zone. Roger, ball sitting at about the 22 with 6:48 to go.
Minnetonka on a nice sustained drive. Casey Miller split wide to the right. Bubble screen to McCullough. McCullough is going to get close inside the 10. Knocked out of bounds at about the 5.5, Peter.
Very nice play there. McCullough gets on that far side, able to weave his way, and you're right, he falls forward. Looks like they're going to mark it at about the 7 or 8 yard line. We'll see what it is, but either way, it'll be 1st and goal, Minnetonka, and a very nice opening drive, mixing up the run and the pass for the Skippers.
Well, and you know, all year long, Peter, it's been a pretty balanced offensive attack between the run and the pass. We got some stats we'll share with you when we get time. Here we go. 1st and goal, right side. McCullough on the carry.
Jacob McCullough, the ball carrier.
Yeah, McCullough able to get some yardage there on the far side. Ball now resting at the 2 yard line, so they're going to give that a 5 yard gain. And the Skippers are in business here, 2nd and 2 at the goal, or 2nd and goal at the 2 yard line.
And you know, Pete, we've since we're not very deep at the quarterback spot. I'm waving to Ryan Furcus, who stepped by the booth, but here we go. I would expect not to see a quarterback sneak at the 2 here, but he is under center, Pete. No, he's not. My bad. Fake. McCullough. Touchdown. Jacob McCullough around that right corner, Pete.
Yeah, McCullough from 2. Touchdown Skippers. Great way to start this game for the home Skippers. Zabilla will trot out here to try the extra point. I believe Leon does the holding, so we'll keep an eye on that. Zabilla's been aces all year kicking wise. We don't use him very much for field goals, but he's been really, really solid with extra points, and his kickoffs have been long and deep.
Well, and you know, how fun is it to see a kid do so well as a sophomore? That's truly exciting. The kick is up, and it is good. So at the 5:19 mark, Minnetonka jumps in front of Brainerd 7-0.
Yeah, nice opening drive there. Lots of mix-up with. I was doing my best to try to log some of the plays along there. We did have a nice long run in there from McCullough that chunked off a big piece of yardage all the way down from the 36-yard line of Brainerd down to the 40 of Minnetonka. And, of course, Tyler Leon sprinkled in a couple nice receptions. We had Miller involved. with a pitch and catch. So just a well-orchestrated drive there, and the offensive coordinators, everybody at Skippers must be pretty happy with that.
Well, I think they are, Pete. And, you know, when you can strike first, it typically sets your opponent, particularly if you're home, at a little bit of a disadvantage. Now, coming into this game in the AP and the Star Tribune rankings, Minnetonka ranked number 5 in the Metro. Number 1 is Lakeville South. Number 2 is Eden Prairie. 3 is Stillwater. 4 is Maple Grove. Then Minnetonka. So they got something to prove tonight a little bit, Pete, because they're a 3 seed. And by my calculations, they should be a 2 seed. That's just my opinion. Sabilla's kick, it's an end over end. It's going to be driven right into the end zone. That's a touchback. So Keegan with a Minnetonka player down. I hate to see that.
Yeah, player right at about the 35-yard line. One of the special teams players is down on his back, so they'll get some attention out to him. So you were mentioning, Roger, in terms of the path here. We'll keep an eye on that Farmington game, but it's hard to disagree. If you're the fifth ranked team in the state, maybe you should be one of the top 8 seeds, which it would be the first and second seeds.
Right.
I know that there's some other considerations that go in line. So yeah, maybe that does give Minnetonka a little bit extra motivation, kind of being, I would consider, maybe even demoted to a 3 seed. Just how things play out sometimes in these brackets.
Well, and here's what happens. And I've talked to the staff about this for many years. They go into a seedings meeting, and every head coach strategizes about kind of what he wants to see. And when Mark Esch makes his case, if he gets outvoted, he gets to be a 3 seed. And the only rationale that you could possibly see for that, and by the way, that injured player, number 21, Ashelman, and he's a senior, and we saw him run the ball with some, he's a backup running back. So anyway, here we go, live action, guys. Warriors got the ball at the 20 after the touchback. They're going to throw a bubble screen to the left side, and not going to be fooled. Gang tackling there. I'd like to get the first one. I think 41 for Minnetonka. Andrew McCullough.
So we got a lot of Jacob McCullough on that offensive starting drive, and now here comes his brother on the tackle there. That pitch and catch was Marcelo Getty, number 7, is the quarterback for the Warriors, and he found Eli Holtz for that connection. So pickup of about 6 yards. Second and 4.
Good spot here for the Warriors on a down and distance. They're going to throw it again right over the middle, thrown behind, and intended for number 2, which is Jed Klang, and just a little behind him, Peter. Otherwise, he'd have picked up a first, I would think.
Yeah, agreed. Good coverage there from Maxwell Peterson, 32 for the Skippers, was there to break it up.
That was number 2, right?
Correct.
Also their punter, Pete.
Oh, there you go. A lot of multifaceted players.
Right.
We saw their running back deep to receive the kickoff.
Hutzman split out. Simple dive off the left side, and very little gain. And it'll bring up a 4th down and a likely punting situation this deep and this early, Pete.
Yeah, Staling didn't have much room to go there, so they are going to bring the second time the putting unit will come out there for the Warriors.
Well, and here it is, Klang again here, ready to punt. What do we got deep here?
Swenson and Lee.
Leon
Yep.
and Swenson. Almost blocked. This is going to be Leon. He's got some room around the corner, and he gets run out of bounds deep in the Warrior territory. I'm guessing about the 30, and it'll give Minnetonka great field position.
Really nice start to the game for Tyler Leon. Made a couple catches on that opening drive, and then picks up a good chunk of yardage there as he fielded that one at about the 40, and now the ball rests at about the 38-yard line, 33-yard line.
Yeah, the scoreboard says 33, but the field actually indicates, I guess, about the same, actually, Peter.
Yep.
I thought he got a little further, but we're way up on top of the $1 million booth. Martin, handoff, McCullough, right side, Not this time. And he's wisely to go down there, otherwise he'd get a couple of free shots.
Jacob McCall, the ball carrier. Camden Langerman there to make the tackle.
I saw Grant Gardley on the tackle there for Brainerd number 53 coming in from his defensive lineman spot. So well defended there, and a loss. They're going to mark it about a 3-yard loss there on that run, Roger.
Well, I'm looking at the visitors, and you know what? They got about 30% of that stands filled, and you know that's pretty good for a team that's coming at 4-4. I can tell you this: it's way more than just the parents of the players. So, credit Brainerd for bringing a good group of people here to Minnetonka. Anyway, Martin shotgun, 2 receivers right. He's going to look to his right. Got a man wide open. Number 84 on the catch for Minnetonka.
Jordan Thompson.
That's haven't called that number, right, Pete? Am I
That's right. No,
here?
he's sophomore wide receiver and safety. So, as we called out several times, the skill position players are normally 5, 6, 7, and 8. But we did have an 84 in there on that. A nice reception there from Thompson.
And he's out there again. He split wide left. I know they brought up a number of sophomores for the section game. Handoff to McCullough. He hurdles somebody around the right side. Looks like a gain of about 4 to me. We're at the 2:28 mark of the first quarter. Minnetonka on top 7-0.
Yeah, Mason Maskey on the stop there, a sophomore defensive lineman for Brainerd, but not before McCullough is able to fall forward for about 3 yards. Sets up a 2nd and 7 for the Skippers on this second drive. And you know what, Roger, a score here could go a long way towards kind of demoralizing the visitors from Brainerd.
Oh, absolutely, Pete. A little shout out to Eric Newton, a longtime Minnetonka grade level coordinator at the youth level, still a fan. Martin looks, man open, right side. What do you mean?
Pass is complete. The number 5 came from Semius. Ethan DeRozier there to make the stop.
What do you mean, hot Mike?
It's third down.
Here we go, 3rd down. Martin, handoff, left side, nothing doing. Loss of, maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Come on, line, you got to block.
Jacob McCall, the ball carrier.
Jacob McCullough's dad yelling at him.
Yeah, it looks like Zabilla will trot out here. So ball spotted about the 16-yard line. Going to make it about a 33-yard attempt here for Zabilla from the far hash. See where they set the ball down. That's going to be about right. So Leon will be in to hold. And we'll see how the mechanics on this field goal attempt goes.
It's a 30-yarder, isn't it, Pete? Falls on the 17, add 10, a little bit more. The kick is up, and it is good. So sophomore Zabilla answers at the 34-second mark of the first quarter left. 34 seconds left. He kicks a 27-7. 32, I got Pete.
That's right. 32-yard field goal from Zabilla there to make it 10-0 with just 34 seconds left in this first quarter. I don't know if we have any other sponsors other than Chick-fil-A. I know they're a big sponsor, and we want to make sure to recognize them. Of course, I always want to say thank you to Ted Schultz, athletic director here at Minnetonka, for making all this possible. I know he was on the committee that allowed us to be able to webcast this game free to you tonight. So if you're joining us on YouTube, please take a second and click subscribe. If we can get up to 500 subscribers by the end of the night, I would be very appreciative. Zabilla is going to be out here to put a foot into it for another kickoff with the Skippers leading 10-0 against the Brainerd Warriors.
Well, here we go. Zabilla's kick. Some more of a line drive, but it's going to go 6 yards deep into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. So that's the second one of those. So Brainerd will take over on their own 20-yard line with just a few seconds left here in the first quarter. Minnetonka up 10-0.
So big offensive possession here for the Warriors. First 2 drives, they were able to pick up a first down on that first set of downs, and then no dice on the plays since then in terms of getting first down. So Marcelo Getty coming out to lead this offense.
Expecting to see Stalling get the ball on first down. He does. He's a big kid. And the Stalling that we're seeing is 220 feet.
Yeah, Raj, that is true. That's their big running back, and he was their leading rusher going in. I think we're going with Staling on the pronunciation.
All right.
And we apologize to his friends, family, relations, and any other Brainerd fans who might be tuning in. I will say, if you are watching from Brainerd as we end the first quarter here, make sure to let your friends and family know that they can tune in right now on YouTube and watch the game. Oh my God! So we're getting some time on the camera here, Roger. Unbelievable. I mean, Bob Moore really helping us out here. Got anything to say to your Oh, I guess it's over now.
Too late for me. I was looking down, Pete. Oh well. Well, we're going to go through a couple of our normal sponsors here. Prominent Construction LLC. Prominent Construction, more than easy to assist you if you're looking for residential, commercial, asphalts, shingle roofing, or siding installations. Servicing Minneapolis and nearby areas. OSR Therapy. OSR goal is that all patients reach their optimal recovery by applying exceptional customer service and clinical skills. Your rehabilitation experience will always be positive. OSR wants you to think of them as the primary provider for your current and future health needs. All right, here we go. Beginning of the second quarter, Minnetonka on top 10-0. 12 minutes, here we go. Oh, so, Pete, I just said, haven't had, that's the first flag of the game.
So after a clean first quarter, the very first play is going to be a false start against Brainerd. They'll push them back 5 yards. I'm going to take a peek at some scores that I've got here. St. Michael's Albertsville is up 14-0 against Burnsville. Wayzata 7-0 on Osseo. And Edina, surprising, 7-0 over Rosemount. Keep an eye on that one. Lakeville South 14-0 over Hopkins. Shakopee up 14-0 on Park of Cottage Grove. Eden Prairie up 17-0 on Coon Rapids. Roger, here we go. Second 15.
Staling on the direct snap, but he's going to get most of those yards back. Get pushed out of bounds. Actually, they say he didn't get out of bounds. The clock running. Can't quite follow that one, but nonetheless, he'll be short of the first down, Peter. But a pretty good run there on the direct snap.
Yeah, exactly. So we hadn't seen that yet tonight. Actually, maybe one play earlier that we did see Staling carrying it like that. So we'll keep an eye on that. One other score, Anoka leading 6-0 against Moundsview. Those are all the 6A games that have current scores with them, Roger.
All right, here we go. Third and short here, Peter. Same direct snap. Now the parents of a lot of the players are calling out holding, but we don't see a flag, but in fact they move the down. So a little shift in their offense. Direct snap to, how do you say his name?
I go with Staling.
Staling.
So Nathaniel Staling, he was their leading rusher this year, and yeah, they're just deciding to snap it right to him. It looks like he might line up again.
Well, he's a big kid, tall and heavy at 220 for a back. This one, same play, different program, but this time Minnetonka not fooled. And he'll get to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Minnetonka brings in a little bit of a goal line defense with Lewinsky, number 75, and Dakota Eggert. Two players in that 230-240 range.
Yeah, Andrew Dill steps out, but he actually made the tackle on that last play. So nice play by Dill there to make the stop on first down, sets up a 2nd and 9. And we're going to see if they're going to continue with this. I guess we'd call it a wildcat. They're directly snapping it to their running back.
Right, which
I don't know. Maybe he will throw a pass.
Yeah, there you go. We've had a couple of games with 2 passes in them. This time it's going to be a regular pass, and he's getting pressured. He's going to be sacked. Minnetonka defense. Lewinsky, along with, I think, Pedersen. I got 32. You
yeah, Maxwell Pedersen in on that one as well. So that time they did have their quarterback, Marcelo Getty, number 7, took that snap. So we have to keep an eye there.
Pete, would you do that again?
I don't know, not with the way that Staling has been moving the ball, running it, but feel like they might feel like they're in a passing situation and they want to go with their passing quarterback, and they're going to go to him again here. This is Getty.
Holt split wide to the left for the Warriors. Motion, handoff, up the middle, and he's got 15 yards. He's got 15 yards of the needed, about 20. Bring up a 4th down, and they're going to send out their punting unit again. So Minnetonka defense bends a little bit, Pete, but doesn't break.
Yeah, it was bad spotting on my part that time. That was Damon Bentho, number 20, with that carry. Looked a lot like Staling running through the middle there. You're right, Roger. Short of the 1st down, and so it does set up another punt situation. So 3 possessions, 3 punts.
Hey, Pete, hold the phone. How about a direct snap to 22 right here? 4th and you need 5. Nope. Very high punt. Swenson going to receive it. Doesn't call fair catch. Oh, boy. And you know what? Well, you know what? That was a textbook tackle, I think 52 for Brainerd, and that should be on that kid's highlight film. Brady Torsing, was that ever a decleater?
Yeah, that was a nice tackle. You said you were a little bit surprised, and I was too. The no fair catch was called. So brave play there by Swenson. He did advance the ball forward, took a big hit, and was able to jump right up and come back and play football.
Now they've moved his position on defense. You know, he's got 6 interceptions this year. Here we go. Will Martin calling out the signals. Kazemius is in motion. He looks. Oh, boy. Casey Miller again, but this one might be for a loss. Yeah, at best case, it'll be no gain, Peter.
Yeah, well defended there, and Staling, the big running back, also comes over there from his linebacker position to make the stick there. Actually, he's way back at a safety position right now. He's the deepest defensive player that they have, number 22, the big man Staling.
Yeah, that's right, Pete. He's a strong safety, but he came up hard on that one. Here we go, 2nd and 10. Lots of motion. Genro gonna throw it himself. Got a man. Oh, boy. Oh, just outside the outstretched hands of Leon. That was close.
Yeah, so that was 4 Miller to check that. Martin to Genro 7, and he tried to connect with 6 Lean, and that would have been a great play, just a little bit out of his reach. Maybe pocket that one for later, Roger.
Well, and you know, they've done that same play before, right? And that's worked for us very well. And so Minnetonka decides to go. It's a trick play. It's a 2-pass play. Basically, pass to Genro. And, Joey Genro, who's about as versatile as they come, played quarterback for us last year.
That's right. He took snaps back a couple years ago, even as a sophomore.
Right.
So it's Martin's gig now in 3rd and 10.
Showing blitz here, Pete. Over the middle. Leon. Leon on the nice. It's Leon's night, Pete.
It is. So he's been targeted a number of times, and he's come down with all but one, I believe, although the play before as well. But 1st down, Skippers just inside Warrior territory with about 8 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. Section playoff action.
Yep, we're in that 1st round of the section playoff, and you got to win at least 2 to get the state to the quarters, and that's a neutral site game. But here we go, brand new set of downs. Miller split wide to the right. Kazemius is in motion, becomes wider. Handoff inside. McCullough, a nice gain, out to about the 42.
I saw Dylan.
There's a flag.
Oh, sorry about that, Roger.
That's all right.
So Minnetonka going to get called for a holding. I saw Sinekin pulling from his guard spot and opened up that hole, but it's gonna come back. So it'll set up a 2nd and 20 for the Skippers. And there were no. You mentioned no penalties in the 1st quarter. Just I believe that might be the first one on the Skippers, Roger.
Oh, I think it is, Pete, because all we had was illegal procedure against the Warriors, but this is a spot foul, so it's going to end up being. Well, I guess it's going to be 1st and forever, Pete, but they haven't done the math on the to-go yet. But I think that hole was behind the line of scrimmage, Pete, so.
You're correct. It's going to be 24 yards here. So some work to do for the Skippers to pick this up maybe a few yards at a time.
Middle screen, very well defended. And you know, Joey needed to get just a little bit further than those linebacker crews. Of course, that would be a potential interception because they were real close to him. I like the call, Pete.
Yeah, Riley DeRosa right there on the spot there, number 54, making the tackle for the Warriors as we tick down under 7 minutes here. So tough to be this far behind the chains. Obviously, you think another passing situation here, Roger?
I do, and I just don't think they'll, you know, the one play that we haven't seen that we used to see a lot was that read option give. And but with the depth lacking at quarterback, I don't expect to have Martin run it more than once or twice. Martin's going to throw just in the nick of time. He gets it. They'll be short to Genro. But nonetheless, Joey Genro picks that one in, and they're going to be a yard. And you know what, Pete? Inside the 50, maybe I have the down wrong, Pete, but is that?
So that was second down, Roger. So we got third and 10 now. Nice pitch and catch there, and a pretty big lick put on Martin there by number 89, Jack Schaefer. But really good poise for Martin to stand in there, deliver that ball, and set up a 3rd and 10.
Cade Kazemius, who's leading all receivers in yards, split wide to the right. Miller, motion left. Blitz, middle blitz coming. Martin throws it, got a man. Oh! Intended receiver, of course, is Tyler Leon, who's been our intended receiver more than anybody else tonight.
Care to guess who was on the coverage there?
I'm guessing 22.
There you go. Staling was right there.
Staling.
From his safety position to break that one up. So first time we're going to see the punting unit come out. Zabilla, of course, does all the kicking. Going to be from that far hash. Looks like the snapper was 41 from Minnetonka. That's Andrew McCullough will be doing the snapping, and a couple of twin safeties back for the Warriors.
Interesting the way they have their backs there for the receive that punt, Pete, kind of staggered and not central. End over end, pushes them back. They're not going to field this one, and that's a mistake. And that one's going to be down just outside the 10, about the 12-yard line, so Minnetonka's defense. So when you're at the 5:26 mark of the second quarter and it's your first punt, can't feel terrible.
No, and a nice punt there by Zabilla. Deep, there was a Clang, number 2, and number 12, Ethan DeRozier, and it is surprising that they had plenty of time to get under there and probably would have saved them a few yards. And I'm also a little confused by the unorthodox, not centered and not together, but it's going to be a new set of downs here for the Warriors at their own 12-yard line, Roger.
Warriors have shown a little more life here in the second quarter compared to the first quarter. Handoff, left side, big hole, Peter. One man to beat. I think that's a touchdown saving tackle. I think it was 13. Yeah, Hoffman on that one. Ashton Hoffman saves a touchdown, Pete.
Yeah, huge play. There was nobody else that was going to make that play, so hats off to Hoffman there on a nice run for the Warriors. They're all the way out to the 29-yard line now, Roger.
They're in hurry up, Pete. They're little confusion as to where their wideouts are supposed to be. Timeout. So they had that confusion and they had to talk about it, so it'll be a timeout. So at the 4:56 mark of the second quarter, it's Minnetonka 10, Brainerd 0, but on a little bit of a drive.
Yeah, let's say thank you to the General Store of Minnetonka as a destination not to be missed and locally owned since 1984. Gifts, home decor, clothing, and so much more. Enjoyed made-from-scratch lunch in our sunny deli-style cafe. That's the General Store. Stabeck Realty, longtime residents, Minnesota Skipper grads, Scott and Candy are here to support your buying and selling of your next home. Tuttle's Bar and Grill, you can eat, play, bowl at Tuttle's, located on Shady Oak and Hopkins. Inspired Athletics, love the process, do the work, refuse to quit. Physical therapy and personal training, Inspired Athletics, proud sponsors of the Minnetonka Skippers football program. Lake Minnetonka Orthodontics, leading the Twin Cities practice in orthodontics with 3 offices located in Minnetonka, Wayzata, and Excelsior. So, Roger, just under 5 minutes to go here. 1st and 10 for the Warriors as we come out of that timeout.
Well, the Warriors showing some life, Pete. Stalling, Getty and Stalling, and now there's a handoff to Stalling, right side. Big hole, and boy, what, I gotta get a number. Was it Ashton Hoffman again?
Sailing the ball carrier.
And 35. Well, I'll tell you what, Prentice Wheatley and they decleated him a little bit there, and you know that's the kind of thing you need to maybe slow down a step. Call it a 2nd and 7. Scoreboard says 7 and 6. Getty, now he's throwing. Looks like a screen all day long. And Minnetonka, number 11, Will Richmond, leading tackler, gets there first to thwart that play.
Beautifully read by the co-captain Richmond, and a nice tackle there to get basically no gain. Going to set up a 3rd, and they're going to call it a long 5 here. So looks like they're going to continue to go with the quarterback in there is Marcelo Getty, although I do see Staling in the I-back position, Roger.
Well, this wouldn't be where you do a direct snap as much, Pete. They're too close to each other, and they don't. Throws it incomplete. No flags on the play, so good coverage there by Tyler Leon, who, by the way, that's a little change of position for us on the defensive side.
So we saw this, I think, in the playoffs last year, too, Roger. Some of the offensive players come in and played the secondary. I know Ben Tolkinen is watching our broadcast tonight from Stout. Say hi to Ben, and he did that last year where didn't play much defense all year, and then because he was such a great player, they put him out there on safety. Punting situation here.
A lot of pressure, gets it off. No fair catch again. Oh, fumble. Luckily picked up there by the other deep receiver. So Swenson knows he can't get a handle. At least he pushes the other guy away.
Yeah, I was saying under my breath, you know, nice, smart play there. Swenson kind of bobbled it. He knew he had a man behind him, and so rather than trying to gather it on his own, he blocks the Brainerd player and gives Hoffman enough time to scamper over there and get on it. So it'll be a new set of downs for the Skippers. 3:36 to go, and ball resting right at the 36-yard line, Roger. So time for one more drive, you would think.
You would, and Pete, this would be an important drive to take the balance of the time from the second quarter. Miller in the H-back spot here. He's going to throw right away. Martin got a man. Kazemius, who's shifty, thrown out of bounds. Past the 50, called the 49-yard line. First down.
Staling there again from his safety spot to throw Kazemius out of bounds, but not before he picks up about 15 yards. Going to move the ball right about just short of midfield. Checking in, STMA is still up 21-0, Roger. Keeping an eye, Farmington does have a lead 6-0 over Forest Lake in that contest. So the winner of that game will play the winner here. 1st and 10 Skippers.
Here we go. Just outside of Brainerd territory. Twins to the right. Martin's going to throw again. A little bit underthrown, intended for Genro.
Yeah, Genro was there. Ball kind of came out weird, so maybe the first not great pass so far from Martin. He's been right on target all year. Looks like you're looking at some of the stats for receiving and rushing for the Skippers.
And I was, Pete, and I got to tell you, so Cade Kazemius, and I misspoke when I said he was the leading receiver. He's got 344 yards. General's got 385. Leon has got 326. So these guys are all knotted up at 300-plus yards receiving. Martin shotgun. Got a man. Oh, it's way overthrown, and I think he intended to overthrow that. He was thrown into at least double coverage there and decided to air it out, Pete.
Yeah, Miller intended receiver there, but you're right, overthrown by about 5 or 10 yards. So hard to say if that was on purpose or there was a mix-up in the route. But either way, sets up a 3rd and 10 now with just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And it might be that Leon got held up a little bit there, didn't get a clean release, but
yeah, I misspoke there. It's the second quarter. Sorry about that. So we're almost done with the first half of action here.
Jordan Thompson, one of the sophomore wide receivers, checks out. General now the H-back there. Martin rolls. That was early, boy, and I got to tell you something. You know what? Number 6, Tyler Leon, he got there before the ball. Will you agree, Peter?
I agree, yeah, and we're going to get an interesting spot here, an interesting call, because it's going to set up about 4th and 1, Roger. Skippers with 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Clock is running here. So what are your thoughts on this play,
Well,
Raj?
I think, Pete, you know, the conservative Raj would say, let's just punt it and get them deep. But generally speaking, the offense has been pretty good this game. And I'd be very surprised if we don't call a timeout and think about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Play clock down to 7-6, and so we're probably going to call timeout. During that time, I can shout out a couple more sponsors, Roger, if that's okay with you.
Sure is, Pete.
All right, Cambria combines finest materials, legendary American craftsmanship, and create court surfaces that can handle almost anything your home team can dish out. Cambria, proud sponsor of Minnetonka football. Chick-fil-A, of course, their main sponsor here tonight. We saw them out in the pregame handing over a big check. And they, the Chanhassen Chick-fil-A is the proud sponsor of Minnetonka football. Satisfy your hunger with a Chick-fil-A sandwich today. Zinn Realtor, teamwork pays off. Zinn Realtors has been on a winning streak for 25 years, selling more homes in the Minnetonka School District than any realtor in 1996. Kowalski's Market, sponsors of Minnetonka football. Find delicious and healthy foods, friendly culinary experts, and an inviting shopping experience. So I need some more thoughts, Roger, on fourth down. What do you think about here?
I think at the end of the day, it would be a difficult position to turn the ball over in, but I think you have to trust your offense and go, you know what, we're going to get 1 yard. And
yeah, Jacob McCullough's been pretty successful. There was a play there where he lost a few yards, but for the most part, the offensive line's been able to move, and he's who's in there.
Well,
That's
he's
Genro direct snap.
And of course, here we go. Oh boy, trick play.
Casey Miller.
Oh my golly, talk about a riverboat gambler. Pete, that was awesome.
That was awesome. We were both kind of speechless there during that play, but it ended up being Genro with the toss over to Martin, and then Martin with the touchdown pass, 42-yard touchdown pass to Miller there. So 42-yard TD. Zabilla will come in, lean with the hold, and the Skippers take a 16-0 lead here with 1:58 to go.
That was as confusing as it could be, especially on a very predictable fourth and short, Pete, and you go for all the cookies. Awesome call, regardless of the success, and hard not to love that. This one is really close to getting blocked, but it is good. So the score now, 16 Minnetonka, Brainerd not yet on the board, 1:58 left before we kick off.
Well, they had such great success after I ran through those sponsors. I feel like I should finish them off here. Minnesota Inboard, corporate sponsor of Minnetonka football, making dreams come true since 1992. Boat sales, pro shop, service storage, and fiberglass repair. We've also got a line of sports and orthopedic specialists, proud sponsor here of Minnetonka High School. Twin Cities Orthopedic, located on Minnetonka and Highway 7 in the Twin Cities. Urgent care from 8 to 8 daily. AMEC Custom Homes, designed for living, built for life. Thank them for their sponsorship. Also, Quick Trip, proud sponsor of Milk Chocolate Mondays for Minnetonka football players. Grab your milk at Quick Trip today. Youngsteads, contact them for their automotive needs. They're family-owned since 1971 and proud sponsors here at Minnetonka. Callie's Custom Cookies. This is the one I always like. Being sold right here, $1 a cookie, and it's all donated to Minnetonka Athletics. And then Gina Marie's Pizza. Pick up a pizza from them today, Roger. So 17-0 Skippers, 1:58 to go, and Zabilla about to put a foot in it.
Well, Pete, nice job. It's we play a hurry-up style, so it's really hard to get those sponsors in there in between plays. This is a nice boot. This one will be fielded at the 1. Out to the 20 already. And going to get tackled at about the 24, Peter. Caden McDaniel.
First and 10 for the 25.
Yeah, that was Eli Holtz, the receiver, bringing that one out from the 1 yard line. So first one that was returned by Zabilla, but no damage done, really. Ball resting at the 25-yard line. 1:51 to go, and we'll see what Brainerd does here. You would think they'd want to try to score with some urgency, but
well, I tell you what, I would be shocked if you got to get the ball into your and 22 is there's a nice fake, and a nice fake by the quarterback, and he doesn't get all that many yards, but a little fake to stalling, and then carries it himself.
Yeah, that's Eli Holtz taking the direct snap there. So that's the receiver, same, and also backup quarterback who just did that kickoff return. So a little, that's 3 different players who they've snapped the ball to. Of course, Minnetonka did a direct snap to Genro earlier, so they're only 1 player behind in that department. And it looks like Holtz will be back in there, number 15, to take this snap.
Well,
Roger.
and you know, the guy that made that great special teams tackle, Caden McDaniel, he's in there now in one of the backer spots. And now it looks like he's blitzing. Holtz running wild. A little bit of a high tackle there. And no call, which was, that can go either way.
Yeah, that's Ryan Olson there. You're right. He grabbed him up top. I don't think he got any face mask. And there didn't seem to be like forcible contact up high there. Of course, that is a point of conversation, but that's going to count as a sack and a loss of about 3 or 4 yards there. It sets up a 3rd and 13 timeout for the Skippers with 1:16 to go.
Well, and you know, so Minnetonka certainly feeling confident, calling a timeout. Peter's saying to themselves, hey, we're going to get the ball back, and we need more points. So that was an interesting play, and you're right, Pete. Their offense has really been a little bit keeps you off balance a little bit. You know, who's getting the ball, who's the quarterback? Is it a direct snap? But Minnetonka not fooled on that one, and as you indicate, it creates a sack. I would like to mention, you know, Chick-fil-A at Chanhassen is a proud sponsor of Tonka in football for Tonka football. This is their 4th year in a row. This year, Chick-fil-A donated $1 per cookie sold from October 9th to October 15th to Tonka football's tackle cancer effort. A total of $1,471 was raised. Congratulations. And here before the game was Andrew Armstrong, owner-operator, presented the check. So here we go. Thank you, Chick-fil-A. Number 7 now, scrambling. Looking, he throws it up for Swenson again, number 7 for Swenson. And I was just waiting for that, and boy, that's awesome.
Yeah, Marcelo Getty's pass intended for Matthew Huseman, number 8, but double coverage there. That was Swenson along with number 13, I believe that's Hoffman, were back there as well from their defensive back spot. So kind of works out like a punt in terms of yardage, but it gives Minnetonka a little bit more time. Minute 4 to go, and the Skippers looking to build on this 17-0 lead.
Well, you know, Getty scrambled to get away from a few guys there, and he knew that he was putting that one up for grabs, Pete, and he threw it off his back foot and underthrew it, and he's running. So anyway, 1st and 10 Minnetonka, just a little short of midfield here. Martin, shotgun, throws it right away, got a man. Tyler Leon. Oh, he dropped the ball. I think Brainerd's going to say they got it back out, and they are. So a little flip-flop.
Yeah, 3 Warriors there right to meet Leon right as he made that grab, and I didn't know if he looked like he might have been down, but they're calling the field as a fumble and a recovery for Brainerd, so they're going to get it right back.
Right.
With under a minute to go, 56 seconds. Brainerd still with 2 timeouts left, Roger.
Well, and you know what? Minnetonka's first turnover of the game, and a little bit of a controversial call because, you know, was he down? Did the ball come out? Was it caused by the ground? But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it is ruled a fumble. And here come the Warriors. 56 seconds left in the first half, down by 16. Getty, hands up. Here's a double pass. And here it is. Holtz has got a man. Well, that's going to be a touchdown. Well, they say we got to trick up our sleeves too.
Yeah, it ends up being Jed Klent with that long touchdown. So huge turn of events here right at the end of the quarter. Trick plays have been the order of the day, Roger, and that one you got to chalk up to the Warriors.
You bet. A tremendously drawn up play and caught Minnetonka. And he was almost caught, but he got it off. And 2 receivers kind of bumped there, or the defenders bumped a little bit, and he got behind him, and it was off to the races. So
in to kick is Ryan Westerberg. He is 20 for 22 on the season for
that's
extra
a pretty
points.
good stat, Pete. And that one's good. So at the 43-second mark of the second quarter, the Warriors answer with a, how long, Pete? What do you say?
Oh, you put me on the spot there.
45?
I think it was deeper than that
Yeah,
because Minnetonka, it was in negative territory. I think closer to 60.
Yeah, you're right. So a 60-yard completion. And ironically, I corresponded with Coach Esch before the game, and I'm going to read what my notes from him say. And I can't find it now, but I can tell you, I can paraphrase, Pete. We have to defend the big pass play. And I'm going to guess that not very many teams in the quarterfinals of the first game of the sectional bring in a brand new play. So I got a feeling they've done that play before, Peter.
Yeah, that's great insight from Coach Esch, and he knew what to look for. He had the two players back there to defend. They kind of got tied up with each other, and Jed Kling able to get behind them and score 6. They tack on the extra point to make it 17-7 now. So Minnetonka now deep to receive this kickoff. Checking in on that game of interest here, Farmington still only up 6-0 over Forest Lake. Keep an eye on that. The winner of that will play the winner of this game in the second round of the playoffs.
Well, and that big play brings this to a contest, Pete. It's just a 10-point lead now by Minnetonka. This is a long kick, but it's going to be fielded and run from about the 5. Tyler Leon on the run back there. He gets the ball out to past the 20, and it'll be Minnetonka with 1 timeout left, 38.2 seconds left in the first half, and finding themselves scored upon quickly and up by 10.
Yeah, talk about a turn of events. You had all the positive momentum going up 17-0. You were thinking about, maybe we can tack on another score here late. It goes a fumble from Leon and a bang play for 6, and now it's 17-7.
Well, it's a quick turn of events. Martin, inside handoff, and ran right.
Let's go, line!
Ran right into number 25 of the Warriors, and that's Dylan McLaughlin.
Neither team looks interested in stopping the clock here, Roger, as there's enough of a difference between play clock and game clock that could have been your final play.
I think you're absolutely right, Pete. And I think given that you lost some yards on that play and you go, you know what, we're going to go in and talk about it at halftime, it might be a small blemish on the first half, but nonetheless, Pete, still a good first half for Minnetonka. That is the end of the first half. And the end of the first half score here is Minnetonka 17, Brainerd Warriors 7. We got ourselves a ball game, Pete.
We do. Hang with us during halftime on YouTube here. Make sure to click subscribe. We're going to have the halftime festivities, and then we'll be back with second half action. Roger will break it all down for you right after this.
All right, don't go anywhere, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Minnetonka Varsity Performance Dance Team. Coached by Kelsey Vercruzzi and Jessica Cohen. This team is led by this year's captains, Leah Julie, Kate House, Katie Lesmeister, and Howard Rollins.
Yeah. Ride with the mob, home do Allah. Check in with me and do your job. Berg is the name, Ben Baller did the chain. Tono for the watch, Prezi plain Jane. Yamagini chain, rest in peace, that much superior. Herman's nigga feed the village in Liberia. TMZ taking pictures causing me hysteria. Mama see me all BTS criteria.
Chain, chain.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is awesome.
What she know about rocking the wolf on your noggin? What she knowin' about wearing a bird box? And I'm digging, I'm searching right through that luggage. One man's trash, that's another man's come up. Peace up, A-Town.
Welcome back here to Einar Anderson Stadium. About 3.5 minutes to go on the big clock here. The teams will be back out here for the second half. Skippers with that 17-7 lead. Let's check a few scores from around the other 6A games. STMA is putting it on Burnsville 35-0. Blaine and Totino Grace scoreless at the end of one, so keep an eye on that one. Farmington and Forest Lake. Farmington with a 6-0 lead. As that one approaches halftime. Eastridge up 17-0 on Prior Lake. Wayzata all over Osseo 23-0. Stillwater 35, Egan 0. So Stillwater living up to that #1 seed. Here's a little bit of a shocker. Edina 14, Rosemount 9. We'll keep an eye on that one. Lakeville South handling Hopkins 35-0. Centennial 7, Eastview 0. Shakopee 35, Park of Cottage Grove 0. Eden Prairie leading 29-0 over Coon Rapids. Lakeville North is up 17-0 on White Bear Lake. Anoka 12, Mounds View 7. A couple more here. Maple Grove 26, Roseville 7, and Woodbury 14, Champlain Park 0. So here come the Skippers right back onto the field in those all blue uniforms, up with 17-7 here. And you know, a really strange ending to that first half, where a trick play resulted in about a 60-yard touchdown for the visiting Warriors. So kind of really changed the tone and the momentum here at Minnetonka. Minnetonka will receive this second half kickoff, so their offense will have a chance to sort of pick that momentum back up. And so once that kickoff comes, we'll bring that right to you, and we'll be back in a moment.
You know, Peter, I talked to one of the position coaches as I was walking at halftime, and the only thing he said to me was ugly. And you know, despite the 10-point lead, you know, three things occur to me, right? One, you can't give up that big play, and you might say, hey, that's what happened. We did that to them, if you will, or to Brainerd. And the other thing is, when you get the ball on a turnover and you get down close, you got to walk away with 6. So I think that there'll be some adjustments at halftime, according to this particular coach. And I would expect to see Minnetonka come out in a couple different sets here in the second half. Really had an opportunity to put this thing kind of, maybe not out of reach, but at a different position. Really should be 21-0 or 21. Maybe you say, oh, you know what, they scored legitimately, which they did, not taking anything away from the Warriors on that trick play. But coaching staffs have a lot of anguish when they give up a 60-yard play to anybody at any level.
Of course, yeah, absolutely, and that's great information from the coaches there, Roger. Thanks for passing that along. I just felt everything sort of deflate. You know, when you have that shutout going, there's just something about that. Even if the defense doesn't feel like it's playing that well, or the coaches aren't that happy, just something about having that 0 up there. And then once that play happened and they had that 7 and Brainerd put up that 7 points, it just really changed the tone here. So I think this first possession for Minnetonka is going to be critically important.
Well, Pete, I think you hit the nail on the head there, and I think that first possession needs to come out and reestablish your dominance, reestablish the control of the ball game, because things that happen right before half in a dramatic fashion like that have the ability to swing momentum. And right now, if you had to say, even though the score is not exactly very lopsided, momentum maybe a little bit swung, the pendulum swung a little bit. But anyway, not to diminish, this has been a great 7-1 season. I do want to talk a little bit about some of the sophomores here that are lighting it up at the sophomore level, because before we know it, and of course next year they will be there. Here's some records as it relates. Ask him what he means. On a microphone?
your softs some credit here before the game. Well, here's the, here. Talk about this. You know, some of that stuff you sent me. Well, just review it.
Andrew Albright checks in the kickoff for Brainerd to start the second half.
We would be remiss. Hey, thanks for welcoming back. We're going to catch up on some of the records that the sophomores have set this year. So, most points in a game, number 5 in the history of the sophomore program, the 2021 sophomores. Most points scored in a season, right now number 1, 464. Most points, best point average per game, 51 points.
51 points.
Unbelievable stats from this year's sophomores. We missed the kickoff because of it, but it is a good return for Minnetonka. Most yards in a game, we sit in 4th in the record books for sophomores. Total offense, we're sitting in 2nd with 3,600 yards. So here's my point.
Things also to look at is the defensive stats, which is on the right-hand side there.
Oops. Okay, how about this one? We'll come back. Let me catch up. Just bear with me, Tony. Martin in shotgun. Hands off. McCullough left side. Big hole. Scrambling across the 45 to about the 48. Let's go back to our sophomores. Most yards in a game? No, other side. How about this one? Number 2 in shutouts with 3 shutouts. Lowest points allowed in a season, number 2 for the history of sophomores with 53 points total. Lowest point average per game, number 2 in the history of the sophomore program with
less than a touchdown.
5.9. You got to be kidding me. So guys, a bright future to come here. They'll be juniors next year. Martin, shotgun. McCullough next to him to the right. He's going to throw it deep over the middle, and what a catch by General! Joey General, full extension, catches that one for a big first down for Minnetonka. Well, and you know, Peter said it right. The tonality of the game will be determined by each of these teams' first possession in the half, in our humble opinion. Minnetonka right now trying to make a statement. Cade Kazim is split wide to the left. Martin comes in at the H-back. Handoff, fake throw, boom. Nice juke, holding. I don't even see where that one came from. That's a tough one, but it'll be a hold, I'm sure. He replaces the spot foul hold. The spot at least will be north of the line of scrimmage. And maybe they're signaling illegal shift here, Peter. No, it's a hold.
Yeah, skipper's caught with a hold there. That'll wipe out a no gain run there from McCullough. 17-7, skipper's lead, and a very nice couple of first downs coming right out of the gate there, and some pretty amazing statistics there from Wixo and the sophomores, and so that just bodes really well. I know you said a bunch of the sophomores are actually called up to play in tonight's game as well.
Well, they are, and they are on the roster, which is a one-night print. Here we go. Will Martin, shotgun formation. Bunch set to the right. McCullough, the single setback. Throws it right over the middle. Leon. It's been Tyler Leon's night, and it's going to be a nice completion. They're going to get the bulk of those penalty yards back, Peter.
Yeah, really nice pitch and catch there from Martin to Leon, and they have been clicking really well tonight. Going to set up a 2nd and 7, so they gobble up all that penalty yards as well as pick up 3 more on top of that. So under 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Skipper's up 17-7.
Leon and Miller split wide to the right. Martin in shotgun. This time he's going to throw it again. A lot of he's sacked.
So first time tonight they've been able to get to Martin. That's number 88. Marco Christensen gets there, and offensive line has been doing a nice job giving him protection. We did see Martin take one big hit there on a pass earlier tonight, but a little bit of a breakdown there, and it sets up a 3rd and long.
Well, and you know, Minnetonka's changed their offensive to a stronger pass, Peter. And you know, if you do it 3 or 4 times in a row, they get a chance to tee off on you. They forego a little bit of that middle zone coverage, and they blitz there on that one. and sets up a sack. Loss of about 6. Going to bring up third down at about 15. Ball's on the 37-yard line. We're at the 9:02 mark of the third quarter. Minnetonka up by 10. Martin throws again. Pocket collapses, got a man. Leon, first down.
So both on the play before and that play, the Brainerd Warriors bring 7. And so that leaves them only 4 back in coverage, gives Leon enough time and room to get open on that pass, and a nice connection from Martin.
Well, and you know what's interesting tonight, Pete, and I don't think it's by design, but you know, one game we'll see Kate Kazemius be featured. It seems like next game it's Joey General, next time it's Joey Martin, you know what I mean, or Joey Miller. And tonight is certainly the night to go to Tyler Leon. So first and 10, ball's on the 14-yard line. 8:34 left in the third quarter. Minnetonka in the red zone. Handoff, McCullough left side. Big hole. McCullough gonna get there. Touchdown. No flags.
Beautiful run there from McCullough. His second touchdown of the night. He led off the scoring with a 2-yard touchdown dive. And that one's going to go for about a 20-yard romp into the end zone. It is 23-7 Skippers with 8:26 to go.
Well, and that was a very nice, well-executed run, and it was a time when you needed to put the ball on the ground and just go off the left power of that left side of the offensive line, Pete.
Yeah, Leon in the hold for Zabilla.
The kick is up. And it is good. So at the 8:25 mark, Minnetonka extends their lead 24-7.
Yeah, senior captain Andrew McCullough also there on the snapping duties, number 41. Got to call that out. He's been consistent all year, has set up a lot of good extra points and field goal attempts for Zabilla, and Tyler Lean steady hands on those holds all year long.
You know what? I got to recognize, a couple of people have reached out over the years, at least recently. You know, Dave Rotman, who has had 2 really great players, at least in my era, Justin and Jack, and I know he was watching last game. I hope Dave's watching again tonight. Would like to say, gosh, so great to see Amy Barth get that award last week, our last home game. Eric Newton was one of the better grade level coordinators that I had under my time as the TFA director, and so all kinds of folks that just don't leave the program. Scott Cody comes into the booth in the beginning. His son Ian Cody started as a sophomore here. He's my son Joe's age, who's 25. Tony Wixo and Chad Dill run the youth program. It's one of the largest in the state of Minnetonka, or the state of Minnesota. Minnetonka now, the last 2 years, has passed Wayzata. So the score that Tony was talking about, all of a sudden Farmington jumps up on top, 42-6. Where did that come out of, Pete? Zabilla's kick is 6 yards deep in the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
So, yeah, Farmington, if that score holds, they'll host the second round game against the winner of this one here. So we had talked about it at half coming in. Big starting drive, nice drive there for Minnetonka. Finished it off with another McCullough touchdown. He's got 2 tonight. And, you know, you're talking about how involved Leon is. He has not scored tonight, but maybe we'll see that later here in the second half. Well,
yeah, that'd be nice to see. We'll recap the scoring drives here in a little bit, but right now it's Brainerd's opportunity to get back in this one. Fake handoff keeper, and absolute ball's on the ground. I see Justin Kazemius suggesting it's Minnetonka ball, and I think they're going to rule him down. That was a big hit, Pete.
Yeah, Marcelo Getty, number 7, quarterback. Looked like he had a little tough time there after the play fake. Bobbled it, dove forward, and got back on it. So it does set up a 2nd and 10 for the Warriors. Under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
The defense has all but one play done a marvelous job. Minnetonka stretching this thing out, but not before. Get a nice chunk of yards, and Staling, of course, Pete, who's been kind of the utility player.
Yeah, Staling, big running back, 6'2", over 200 pounds, and he pounds his way there for a first down. We're going to move the ball to about the 30-yard line.
He's been in a direct snap spot, and 15 now, doing the quarterback duties. And I'll tell you what, Seth Beal ends up finishing that tackle, one of the captains, but the first guy through, Richmond. So Will Richmond really slowed him down and frankly hung on for dear life while Seth Beal finished that thing off. Really nice defensive play for a gain of about 2. And split wide to the left is Hausman, or it's wide to the right, check that.
Eli Holtz in at quarterback, Roger.
Yep, they're rotating that a little bit. This looks like a pure option play, and Holtz falls forward. Tackle on the play by Seth Beal, my neighbor.
Yeah, Beal comes all the way around from the near side here, tracks that one down from behind and drags Holtz down after a short gain. Sets up a third and looks like a long 5, Roger.
I'd agree, Peter. Looked like an option in the making, Pete, that never really never got it to the pitch man. Holtz at the quarterback spot, same play. This time there's a pitch. That one's up in the air a long time, and that pitch was maybe ill-advised, Pete.
Yeah, so I think Holtz didn't feel like he was going to be able to get the yardage needed. Going ahead and pitched it out to Staling, but no gain basically, and here comes the punting unit out for the Warriors.
So credit the defense here on that one there, and the height that he put on that pitch really allowed the defense to cover that ball.
Jed playing in front formation now for Brainerd.
Leon and Swenson deep. He's going to run. It's a fake. Throws it. Got a man wide open. Staling, of course. And you know what? We should have known that one, Pete. Their punter is a multifaceted guy.
Yeah, Swenson does get over there and make the tackle, but not before the Warriors are able to pick up about 20 yards there and move the sticks into Minnetonka territory. So trick plays again have been the order of the day, and that's a good one there for Brainerd. 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Cade McDaniel checking in for the Skippers at the backer spot. Oh, this one's on the ground. Boy, they're going to just have to. He really would like to throw that one away, but he can't. And so a huge loss, a bad snap that just went scooting, and a loss of $1 million.
Yeah, $1 million sounds about right. They'll probably count it off to closer to about 30 yards, but that's a huge momentum shift. So you just had a fake punt. Next play later, you're ready to, kind of strike in Minnetonka territory, and now all of a sudden you're back way behind the chains. It's going to go at a 2nd and 35, Roger, from
really
the 30.
Really a terrible break for Brainerd. After, like you said, Pete, you pull off that fake punt, you've got a momentum swing. Pass, Holtz, screen, middle screen, got some room. Diving shoestring tackle. Prentice Wheatley there really slowed him up, 35. And could have been a big gainer, Pete.
Yeah, Jed Klang with some nice shifty moves in there. He's the one who scored the touchdown late in the first half to make this 17-7. Score reads 24-7 right now, Skippers, as we tick down under 4 minutes in the third quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, you give Brainerd credit. They are fighting tooth and nail here. Wasn't for a couple of plays, that might be a much closer game at this point. Holtz again now in quarterback. He's going to throw it. Looks to the sideline. Got a man. Knocked out of bounds. Coverage on the play by Swenson.
So pickup of about 12 yards on that pitch and catch. Not nearly enough for the first down. It does set up a 4th and about 14 right inside Minnetonka territory at the 49-yard line.
Well, and if they were 10 yards north of this, I would sort of say maybe they'd go for it, but I just don't see a fake. Do you see a fake punt twice, Pete?
Well, I see Marcelo Getty still out there, so they're going for it right here.
Yeah, you're right. And it's crunch time here. So they don't even pretend to go in front formation. Reverse pivot screen. Ball's loose. Minnetonka's, nope. They're saying incomplete pass. So forward motion on the hand. and it'll be an incomplete pass, which is a pretty significant yardage gain for the Warriors.
Sure. So it was 4th down. Minnetonka was going to get the ball on an incomplete pass or anything, but yeah, that turns out to be about a 10-yard change of direction. But Minnetonka, good defense there. I believe that was McCullough back there, Andrew McCullough, 41, from his D-line position, pressuring the quarterback and breaking that play up.
Well, I'm got a little note from Eric Newton. He got to his first game in '92. Here we go, little bubble screen out to the left side, and again, that's the sophomore Thompson, right? And no gain. Good coverage by the Warriors. Actually, going to record it as a loss of a half a yard. Will Martin goes to the sideline to get a new play here. 3 minutes and 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Casey Miller comes out clad in pink to the left side. General comes to the H-back spot slot. Handoff McCullough, left side. Grab from behind, but keeps moving forward, and a pretty nice gain out of what could have been nothing.
Agreed. Jacob McCullough fighting for those extra yards there. Mason Maskey on the tackle there, the sophomore defensive lineman, but not before McCullough is able to fall forward for about 4 yards there, Roger. Going to set up a 3rd and 5, it looks like.
Well, I think I might have said Andrew McCullough. And, you know, when there's brothers on the team, that gets confusing.
And we got a 31 and a 41, so, I mean, mix it up for us a little bit, guys.
It does. You'll know that I'm losing it when I call the dad's name out, which is Mike McCullough. He's not suited up tonight. Martin shotgun, bunch set to the left, right. Deflection, almost intended for 84 again. Going to that sophomore. Thompson, then I think that was deflected a little bit at the line of scrimmage, Pete.
I agree. Nice coverage provided there by Brandon Stark from the Warriors, and it's going to send Zabilla out to punt here at the 4th and 5. Ball resting just inside Brainerd territory at the 46-yard line. So, again, twin staggered safeties for the Warriors to retrieve this Zabilla punt.
You know, I thought about a fake here, Pete, but I don't think that's the right spot. Too deep for Brainerd. Gonna be fielded. And right away, without a doubt, on the play immediately, McCullough, Andrew McCullough, one of the captains. Absolutely no room for doubt there. Andrew McCullough said, "You're going to get the ball, but that's all you're going to get."
Yeah, great coverage there from McCullough. We're down at 2 minutes, 2 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Thank you again for watching us on YouTube. If you're one of the 330 people watching right now, I don't know, half of you hit subscribe. That would help me out a lot. I'd appreciate it. And you'd be supporting Minnetonka football. 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
They're bunched up in the backfield now, a little different position. Flag on the play. Carry off the right side. Staling, of course, on the carrier. Gain of about 5 or 6. But illegal procedure, so that one will come back. They'll do first down over again, 5 yards deeper, so the ball will be set on about the 14-yard line.
Illegal formation, Warriors.
So illegal formation on the Warriors. That'll bring it back. They'll do the down over again. They wind the clock.
1st and 15 for the 14-yard line.
Yet the 1:48 left in the third quarter. Looks like a 2 wide receiver set to the right towards the Minnetonka bench. Motion to the left, to the right. Handoff, misdirection play. Got a big play here. Staling, of course, doesn't go down easy. That'll be a big first down.
Yeah, that far side official had him out of bounds a little bit before after getting the first down, but a really nice run there from Staling. He's a horse, Roger, and he's picking up pretty good yardage when he's able to get that head of steam going.
Well, Nurse checks back in, and then Cullen, Matthias Cullen, checks out, the sophomore. So a lot of sophomores getting some time tonight, Pete. Handoff, left side, Staling again. He gets the first down.
Yeah, Wheatley and Richmond there, but not before Staling able to rumble for about 11 more yards. So 24-7. And you were talking about maybe doing a fake punt earlier. I'm thinking, how many more possessions do you think Brainerd's going to get? So this is obviously a huge one, though, Roger, if they can pay this one off.
It's really 4-down territory at the end here, getting close to the end of the third quarter, Peter. Student body left, and then they're going to go right with it. And
Getty keeps on the play.
Getty keeper on the play.
McCullough on the tackle.
McCullough on the stop. Andrew, that is. Gain of a couple. So bring up a 2nd down and 8. Brainerd just short of Minnetonka territory at their own 48-yard line. Who's the QB, Pete? 7?
Yeah, that's Getty.
Getty, the quarterback, getting handed off to Staling again. This time he's going to get 4 or 5, maybe 2, maybe. Check that.
Yeah, he gets just into skipper territory here. That might be your final play of the third quarter, Roger.
Well, I think you're absolutely correct, Pete. So the score at the end of the third quarter is Minnetonka 24, Brainerd Warriors 7. But I can tell you this, they are 1 play away from a big play. We've seen that at the end of the first half with that 60-yard trick play. And don't go anywhere, because we got a game still.
Yeah, you're not going to want to step away from the fourth quarter. I will give you a few other scores. SDMA still up 35-0 over Burnsville. We mentioned Farmington. Looks like they're going to get past Forest Lake. They're up 42-6. Eastridge 24, Prior Lake 10. Wayzata 23, Osseo 0. Stillwater 49, Egan 7. Edina up 14-9 on Rosemont, Roger. Now, what were the seedings in that one? If you can look it up,
well, you know, Edina was the 6th seed and Rosemont's a 3, Pete.
So it is Rosemont playing at home and trailing by 5 points in the second half. As we get ready to get the fourth quarter underway, it will be a 3rd and 5 for the Warriors. Roger, what do you think they got up their sleeve here?
I'll tell you what, Pete, this is about the spot where you probably don't play it conservative or safe and you go for something big, because you know you're in 4-down territory, Pete. So here's where I'd shoot it long, shoot it deep, or hand it off the middle to Staling. You get the first down anyway. How about that?
I think that's what you meant to say.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that I was reading your mind from over here, and you're like, oh, they could probably get 5 yards with Staling, and they get it right at the number. So a new set of downs, big play. They're coming out to start the fourth quarter. Clock is running, though, 11:49 to go in this fourth and final quarter. So that's something we'll keep an eye on. It's one thing for them to pay this off with a score. It's one thing for them to have to use up a bunch of time to do it.
Well, Pete, with 11:37 left, and one score gets at 4. One more. If they scored, they'd have a 10-point deficit. Right now they're at 17 down, so they need a quick hitter to kind of get back into this game. We know they're capable of it. Rolls out to his right. Dumps it out of bounds. He's outside the pocket. That's a rule change this year, so no longer has to have a receiver in distance, and so he just throws it away.
Yeah, he had Jed Klang in the area and, just tossed it out of bounds. Smart play there. Ran out of room there on the far side, and it'll set up a 2nd and 10. Well, we got another beautiful night for football, Roger. We got to be thankful for that. And, as we approach November, it's, anybody's bet what could happen. So really great for these kids to get this opportunity.
We are in Minnesota, so the 29th of October could be anything, right, Pete?
Got it.
Well, Staling, right side. Yep. First skipper there is number 49. Really slowed him down. That's Joey McBain. McBain, the D lineman, making a nice stop on Staling, and
looks like we're doing a little bit of different defensive situation here, as we had a defensive lineman check out, number 73, Nurse, and replacing him is defensive back Casey Miller. So Miller playing both ways tonight, Roger.
Well, and this is clearly a passing situation. And Staling averages 4.8 yards a carry, so not exactly his territory average here. But they give it to him again off the left side, and he's going to be very close. No, he's going to have the first down, Peter.
Well, that pile just kept moving, and they got right to the sticks, and I was with you. I thought that that's where they were going to blow the whistle, but not on Staling's watch as he pushes forward for about another 7 or 8 yards, moves it down pretty deep into Skipper's territory now. With 10:18 to go in the fourth quarter, ball sitting at the 27-yard line, Roger.
Well, you know, here's the thing, Pete. He only averages basically 60 yards a game. Tonight he's going to have, I think, pretty close to 100 plus. So need to stop him at the 10:02 mark here. First down, same play, different look. And Minnetonka stops that one. Sailing on the carry again. Minnetonka, like you said, making some changes. So Ryan Olson coming in, the sophomore or the junior for Minnetonka. Minnetonka on this defensive set looks like they're playing for Staling to run the ball between the tackles.
Yeah, Dylan McBain are up there on the defensive line as well, so they've been involved in quite a few of these stops. We'll see what they do here.
Low snap. He's going to throw the ball. Got some time. Got a receiver. Batted away at the last minute there. Wheatley, Prentice Wheatley there, timed that one perfectly and got up there and swatted it away. The Warriors sideline looking for a pass interference on that one, but no call.
I think pretty good timing by Wheatley there. He does kind of aggressive with the swipe down, which kind of makes people say, oh, maybe this was interference, but I think just great coverage there from 35. Sets up a 3rd and 6, ball resting at the 25-yard line.
9:20 left in the contest. Minnetonka up by 17. As you said, 3rd down. Minnetonka showing Staling's got the ball around the right side, and this time, Beal from behind. Seth Beal and Swenson on a nice stop for no gain.
Very nice stop there. Beal chasing him down from behind, Swenson stopping him, and really quickly to the right to the line here, Roger. They're going to go for it on 4th.
They're hurrying it up, and they need something here. I'd look for some trickery or I don't know, Pete. Yep, it was offsides. Yep. No, I thought that as much, and I was aided by the coaching staff on the other side, kind of going a little bit ape crazy, but it won't be enough for a first down.
Yeah,
It'll
but
be a better play.
Right. The fans in front of us saw the same thing too. So quickly up to the line here, 4th and 1, Roger.
Well, I just say Staling off the right side. Well, this one's going to be, I don't think so.
McCullough there to stop him right in his tracks, Roger, and I don't think that's going to be enough to move the sticks as the defense is trotting back out. Big stop there for Minnetonka.
Stop. Well, I'll tell you what, Pete, that may be the defensive play of the game. From a situational perspective, they're coming in there. The ball's just inside the 20-yard line, and you make a stop on a kid that's averaging 5 yards a carry, who's a horse of a runner.
Yeah, that is the play of the game defensively right now, Roger, with 8:49 to go here in the fourth quarter, and the Skipper's up 24-7. And you're right, he was pretty much, Staling has been able to name his yardage in terms of 2, 3, 4, and to stop him for nothing there is huge.
It was huge. Aided by the penalty, they had a 4th and 2 and couldn't get it. Minnetonka, Martin hands off to McCullough. He's up the middle, left side for a decent gain. Jacob McCullough, just a junior, so another hopeful thing for the following years.
Sure, so I'm going to keep an eye on the play clock here, see if we drain that down a little bit here, Roger. There's only 8:23 to go. In high school football, possessions are precious, especially here late. And I'm guessing that Coach Esch is going to have his team go at a very deliberate pace here.
Absolutely. They'll snap that thing with probably less than 5. We're at 7 now. Motion. He rolls. Martin looks for, just outside the outstretched hands of number 7, Joey Genro.
Yeah, Staling was there on the cover. Genro had some separation, just not able to haul that one in. It came in a little bit hot, so it does set up. That stops the clock, Roger, so we won't have to care about draining too much of the play clock on this one. 7:58 to go, and Skipper's facing a 3rd and 7.
This is an interesting call, Peter, right? You're deep in your own end. You have a 17-point lead. I'm just guessing you're going to try to run it on the, but you know what? They're certainly not lining up in a run formation with 3 receivers to one side and then motion. It's a bubble screen to the left, to the right side. He tiptoes and stays in bounds to the best he can, but he gets out of bounds. But I don't think that's going to be close. Oh, they're going to say it's a first down. That's a big play, Pete.
Yeah, I was looking at the far side official as he was walking up and kind of matching the near side, and he ended up right at the number. So great little pitch and catch there. First down, Skippers, and that is going to keep the clock rolling here. 7:39 to go.
Well, bubble screen with 3 guys in front of him, so really nice call. And I got to tell you, Coach Esch, not afraid to roll the dice a little bit, and that's a gamble call when you're up by 17, but you really want to put this thing away. So great call. Martin and shotgun, 2 receivers each side. One's in a slot spot. Hand off McCullough left side. McCullough's got big room there, and he gets to get the first down.
Yeah, McCullough accelerates, blasts right through there, gets into the secondary and is dragged down, but not before he picks up about 13 yards, and that's going to be another Skipper first down. As you can hear D'Lo let the crowd know that they're going to move the sticks here. We're clicking down under 7 minutes now, Roger, and things are looking pretty good for Minnetonka.
They are, Pete, you know, and that was an unusual formation for Minnetonka to have McCullough way over on the right side and then come all the way back across the field. We haven't seen that position that often in my mind. Minnetonka needs to hurry. Not very many seconds on the clock. Handoff, McCullough. Another nice hole. Tackled from behind by number 88 for the Warriors. That's Albright Andrew. Albright Andrew would be the reverse way to say it. Many would say Andrew Albright.
Yeah, Dylan Gross, 42, also there on the stop. Couple yard pickup there, 2nd and 8 as we tick down under 6 minutes, Roger. And again, as long as they keep the clock running, time is really the enemy of Brainerd at this point.
It is. Casey Miller split wide to the right. Genro in motion to the slot position, 2 receivers to the left. Martin's going to throw. He's throwing deep. Miller just overthrown for Miller. Had the receiver beat by a good yard, and Minnetonka not afraid to kind of air it out here. So
yeah, so in the booth, Roger, you know, we got the coaches right above us. They drew that one up. They were excited to think that might connect. A little bit overthrown. Miller quite couldn't get his hands on it. That does stop the clock though, so we did Brainerd a favor there, as we're at 5 minutes 44 seconds to go. Skippers with this 24-7 lead. A couple more first downs, Roger. It's going to really be difficult for Brainerd to make a comeback.
It will, and you know, interestingly enough, Pete, there's 5:44 left, and it's 8:41. So this is a quick game, right? Sometimes these games go to 9 o'clock, and I'd be surprised if this one gets that one. Martin, look in the middle screen, got a guy all alone. McCullough, first down, inside Warrior territory, going to get stopped at the 41.
So we don't talk about the offensive lineman, but I did notice one all the way downfield there. That was Cal Worley, the sophomore, big 250-pound offensive lineman, and he's leading the way there on that play.
Well, you know what, a great play by Worley, and I talked to Worley's dad at half, and you know, his son, if we get 3 games into this gig, we're going to get to see him back. But right now, the other running back, the senior running back, Worley, is injured. Here we go, 1st and 10. Kazemius in motion. He's a slot to the left. They're sending the house on this one. And McCullough gets away from him and is going to get brought down short of the 30, but a nice gain when they blitz the house.
Yeah, McCullough trapped in the backfield there, wiggles his way free. Of course, Staling from his safety position able to make the tackle, so he's going to have definitely over 100 yards rushing and probably double-digit tackles too, Roger.
He has been a one-man wrecking ball for Brainerd. He's a tremendous player, and any coach in the state of Minnesota would love to have him on the squad. And to see him line up he's a safety, Pete.
Yeah, at 6'2", over 200 pounds, and he's just roaming back there and making all the stops.
Well, he is a tremendous player. I'm sure he was all conference. Martin milking the clock down to 4. Hands off McCullough, right side. Gets a couple. Stays in bounds wisely. Jacob McCullough, just a junior, 5'11", 180 pounds. He's not exactly the easiest guy to break down either.
That's right. Dylan Gross, 42, comes from his linebacker position to make that tackle. As we're down under 4 minutes now, Roger. So this is literally playing out exactly as you'd want it. You bleed down the clock here on this final drive. Hold on to this 24-7 lead, maybe add on to it, and we move on to the next round of the playoffs.
Well, and at this point in the previous game, we scored a touchdown. We were a little deeper. Their coaching staff was all kind of frustrated that we thought we were running the score up, but anybody can score quick in high school football. Martin handoff, McCullough left side, gonna get the first down again, and that'll about do it, Pete.
Yeah, McCullough, great sidestep there, slithers forward, falls ahead for the first down, and he's had a great night. He's been the workhorse in the backfield. You get Will Martin, of course, directing everything from the quarterback position and spreading the ball around, and Tyler Lean. But McCullough, a couple touchdowns tonight, Roger.
Well, and well-deserved. Glad he got some points, but he has certainly. Worley and McCullough have been a dynamic 1-2 from the running back spot. You never knew which guy was going to be in or going to get it. And the thing about the Minnetonka offense that's been fun to see this year is we have a very young offensive line, and they have done a yeoman's job. So Minnetonka can hurry up now. 4 seconds left before the play clock. Minnetonka going to wisely take a timeout, and they do.
Timeout. Minnetonka, their first charge.
Well, so let's reset here. 24-7 is the score. Skipper's leading. They will go ahead and probably have to go to Farmington next week, so that'll be a road game. That'll be a 3 versus a 2 seed. And we talked earlier about, should Minnetonka have been the 2, should 3, but either way, that's where the game's going to be played out at Farmington. We'll talk with Ted about coverage of that game and, pass it through our Twitter handle as well as the YouTube here. So stay in touch regarding that. But otherwise, jump in your car next Friday and head to Farmington.
Well, you know what? It's a southern suburb, and you may not be familiar with Farmington, but it's not that far anymore, and that's a growing suburb. Big numbers out there. Good team this year.
Beautiful gymnasium at Farmington. I don't know if you've been there for the basketball game.
No.
It's really nice.
2:39 left in the contest. Minnetonka up 24-7. Brand new set of downs for Minnetonka at their opponent's 30-yard line. General switches to the left, handoff to McCullough. Nope. Yep. He cuts back. McCullough's got some room and scampers for a gain of about 8.
3 beautiful jump cuts right in the middle there. Made 3 men miss, falls forward, finishes off that run, and that just typifies his night, Roger.
Well, he's had a big night, and with Worley's injury, he's been the guy. He's been there, and so that's got to take your toll on them. Now there's going to be a timeout. Brainerd's going to take a timeout, and it's almost an obligatory timeout with 2:17 left. You go, well, we got to play as if some miracle can happen. But nonetheless, interesting dynamic tonight with Worley being gone and McCullough having to do all the running back duties. Done a nice job, and
it's been a pretty good test for the Skippers tonight. Brainerd came down here and played hard. They had that trick play that really kind of shifted the momentum. They've, obviously the Staling character has just been absurd. Nathaniel Staling, great player, and he's been playing on both sides of the ball. And I got to appreciate a team that came all the way 2.5 hours down the road and put up this kind of fight.
Well, and you know what? I tell you this. They also had one of their other plays, one of their trick plays that didn't get done. Had that happened and they get that one done, it might be a different ball game.
Absolutely.
So,
great point, Roger.
This has been a game of, and again, Minnetonka doesn't get their trick play done, who knows? So, but nonetheless, at the 2:17 mark of the fourth quarter, it's all Minnetonka here. And second and short, General switches to the slot right side. Going to hand it off to McCullough. He cuts to the outside, upended inside the 20, call it about the 19. And the clock will stop with the first down.
Ethan DeRozier there for the Warriors, but not before McCullough gets enough yardage for the first down. Clock right at 2:10, and
Timeout.
Brainerd's going to call another timeout.
Charge timeout of the second half.
Any other shout-outs we need tonight, Roger? Other sophomore information that you want to share, insights?
Well,
this is your forum right here,
well,
bro.
here it is. Chantel Odegaard, realtor extraordinaire, friend of mine, a youth coordinator, a youth volunteer, superstar, does a great job. She's in Iowa. We got a whole group of younger TFA players in Iowa tonight, and they're going to be in a big tournament tomorrow, so we're wishing them a tremendous amount of success. And Chantel, I hope you're having fun and things go well in the great state of Iowa. And of course, I'm reminded of that famous Iowa joke, why don't they have AstroTurf in Iowa City? Well, it's because the cheerleaders were forced to grade, something like that, Pete. I don't know.
I don't think you can say that now in 2021, Roger, so we're going to go right past that.
That's a joke.
We'll bleep that out. We'll take that out in post.
That's a Minnesota-Iowa joke. Will Martin hands off to McCullough, right side. Tell you what, Jacob McCullough is really padding his stats tonight as this game gets down. And Brainerd not going to make it easy, though. Let me make no mistake.
Yeah, you get 3 timeouts, you use them. This is the only time you can use them, pretty much, if you're Brainerd at this point. Otherwise, the game would be over.
Right.
So they're going to use them up here. They're going to see if they can make a stop and get the ball back. And you got to appreciate that from a team that fought hard all year. 4-4 record, came all the way down here to Minnetonka and put up quite a battle.
Well, they did, Pete, and you could see that some of their position players would start on this team here. Obviously, we know 22 would.
Yeah, Staling's been amazing. So looking at him, he is a senior, so this will be his final high school game. And that's always weird, Roger, because football's not a sport that you can really play after high school unless you go into a college.
Right, and so for a lot of guys on the white jersey squad, Brainerd, this is that last hurrah. They're showing blitz. They said, we think you're running again. And sure enough, they are running again. Well, McCullough, he puts a check mark on it, pads his stats, and some dancing there. Ordinarily kind of a more north and south runner, but Jacob McCullough jump cuts, as you said, Pete, and gets another 6 here for Minnetonka.
I know there's some hockey going on behind us, but I believe that's the hat trick now. Three touchdowns for McCullough, and great night for him. Caps it off perfectly. Caps off that final drive exactly how you'd want it. So Zabilla on lean to hold with just 1:56 to go.
And, I think what we have here is Minnetonka has worn them down a little bit. This one is up, and it is no good. So that one, I think, gets pushed a little to the right. Maybe a little pressure on the kick there, too.
Care to guess who provided the pressure there, Roger?
I'm going to go with Staling.
Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner.
Yeah, well, when in doubt, all you got to do is go with Staling. So he's a great player, and hats off to the Brainerd Warriors. And
they're going to get one more offensive possession. Score reads 30-7 after that extra point sailed just outside of the goalposts. And we want to thank Bob Moore on our video camera tonight. He was excellent. And Grant Knight here right to my right did all the production, and we appreciate them stepping in. We've had a little bit of a mixed-up crew this year, but we've made it work.
We have. And you know what? What about a shout-out to Everett Amstutz, our former executive producer. Hope he's listening from Washington, D.C.
That's right. Cale Pfeffer right here still in the Twin Cities was our former videographer, so we got to say hi to them. It's a little bit different without them here, but it's always nice to see a win.
It is a nice game, and boy, Pete, I hope we get the opportunity to do the away game at Farmington, but if not, this is our last broadcast of the year, and it's been a pleasure working with you, and our crew's been terrific, and as you said, from top down, Dennis Peterson, our principal, and our athletic director, it's been a tremendous thing.
Yeah, Ted Schultz, AD, as well as Jeff Erickson, the principal here, all gave us great support all year long. We appreciate them and the Touchdown Club and all that they do, from Rick Genro all through the rest of that organization. Nice run back here, Raj.
He might house it, Pete. Well, the kicker safety valve, so to speak, but Prentice Wheatley was going to catch him, I think, too.
So Zabilla celebrating there after making that tackle. Doesn't get a chance to do that very much from the kicking position, but he does save that touchdown.
Well, and you know, you hate to have, if you're the kickoff team, you don't want a special teams touchdown, and that was a tremendous run back, and it leaves the Warriors at 1st and 10 at the Minnetonka 25-yard line. Who's our quarterback, Pete? 7?
Yeah, that's Getty again.
Getty, the original quarterback, back in. Unlikely to direct snap the Staling. Oh, what do we got here?
Flag on the field.
Well, my other color, Lisa, she's telling me offsides. Let's see what the call is.
Good job, guys.
Legal substitution, Minnetonka. 5-yard
So one
penalty.
thing you got to remember, Roger, when you substitute, you got to do it legally. You can't do it illegally.
That's right.
Nobody likes that, so that's
No.
5-yard penalty.
5-yard line for Brainerd.
So it's 1st and 5, that one on the Skippers. Getty gonna throw the ball. He's got a bunch of receivers to the corner. He's getting chased down by 52, and he gets sacked, although it'll be a run because he was past the line of scrimmage, but Matthias Cullen there. Nice job, Matthias.
Yeah, sophomore. You talk about sophomores. There's another one. You know, you get Wixo in here talking sophomore, and you got another one there. Clock is running here. 1:19 to go, Raj.
Yeah. Getty gonna throw. He looks left, then looks away, right down the middle. Got a man, and a nice bump tackle by Prentice Wheatley there.
To number 8, Huseman.
Shoulder to shoulder there.
That's right. Matthew Huseman, the senior wide receiver, he was their leading receiver, so nice for him to get a grab here tonight, Raj. And they're going to spike it to stop the clock with a $1:04 to go.
You know, here's what's great about high school sports, Pete. The score is 30-7, and if you didn't know the score, you would think that Brainerd was in a touchdown away from scoring a tie.
Yeah, these
or a
kids,
win.
as you mentioned, for a lot of these kids, this might be the last time they play organized football, full pads, coaches, and everything, and they're going to lay it on the line.
And they are, and there has not been a lick of give up here despite the score. So Getty, the quarterback, he's going to throw it again, getting rushed out of the pocket, getting caught. He's going to, he's at the 1. They have no timeouts left, Pete, so they should probably spike it. Well, or do they run one play?
Caden McDaniel on the stop there, 48 seconds to go. 3rd and 2, Roger.
It's 3rd down.
3rd and 2, left side, touchdown. They do score.
Touchdown.
So credit the fight and the Warriors never giving up, and to make the score and the box score look a little more respectable. It'll be 30-13 before we have the PAT.
They are going to line up to go for 2. That was Nathaniel Staling, of course, on the dive play, and he caps off his stellar night and career with a touchdown.
Well,
Raj.
and you know what? Gutsy, call going for 2. There's the reverse, Pete. Reverse pass, and it's barring a mistake. That's a 2-point conversion. Very nice play there.
Beautifully designed play there. Eli Holtz, we saw him line up at quarterback. He can throw a good ball, and he had no problem spotting the wide open receiver there in the end zone for that 2-point conversion.
Very nice play.
30-15 now, and just 38 seconds to go. Brainerd did use all 3 timeouts, so Minnetonka will need to handle this kickoff, whatever it may be, and then be able to kneel down and finish the game.
It will be, Pete. It'll be a nice victory, and I'm sure the defensive coaches are a little frustrated that these guys came back down and scored the way they did, but in totality, you can't really be too disappointed with either team's effort, and Minnetonka showed some fight, and when there was a small momentum swing right before half, we talked about it, Minnetonka answered.
All right, so Ozzy Osbourne serenades us back in here with 38.9 seconds to go, and I suspect some sort of onside kick. Raj, what do you think?
Absolutely. These guys have never quit despite the score, and they're going, you know what? We get this thing to, we could get it to 23 points and be down a touchdown.
That's right. Westerberg will be kicking number 18, and the hands team out there for the Skippers. 10 men up, Raj.
You bet. And here it is, the onside kick. Minnetonka looks like they're going to recover it, and that should be about it, folks. Cade Kazemius wisely rolls over onto that one and safely covers it up. So good special teams play by Minnetonka there. You need to protect that onside kick. And again, Pete, you know, you play the law of numbers. What's 15 and 7? 22, right?
That's right.
All of a sudden, you got an 8-point game. Some guy scoops that thing up and scores. There's 38 seconds left. But in this case, it's Minnetonka in the victory formation. Will Martin, senior, takes the knee, and that'll be the last play of the game, folks. There'll be 32 seconds left on the clock. The teams exchange hugs and handshakes. A very clean, well-played game by both squads. And at the end of the day, it is a Minnetonka victory. They'll advance to the second round of the section playoffs, and they will face Farmington next week. It'll be Minnetonka against Farmington on the 5th of October or 5th of November at 7 p.m. at Farmington. So your final here from Einar Anderson Stadium: Minnetonka 30, Brainerd Warriors 15. Been a great season, and now we're into the playoffs and moving down the road.
Yeah, I'd like to again thank Bob Moore and Grant Knight on our video and production tonight. A great night here. And Roger, thanks again for sharing the booth with me this season, and let's take us home.
Well, it's not been the same when you haven't been here, Pete, and a tremendous season for Minnetonka, finishing the regular season at 7 with just one loss, and now advancing to the second round of the playoffs. So lots more football to come, folks. Hopefully we'll be broadcasting the away game. If not, get in your car and drive 22 miles to Farmington and cheer on your Skippers. On behalf of Peter, Grant, and Bob, good night, everybody from Minnetonka.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.